Hey guys, welcome back to the ninth episode of Toyota Tuesday. I'm Brian from Sixth Gear Garage, and I have with me over here Clinton from Dirt Garage,
Yeah, and Ava.
and his special guest,
Yeah.
reoccurring guest, really. He's here about every other show. So, if you're new to the show, this is about an hour-long show where we talk Toyotas with all of our fans, take any questions you might have, and then later on toward the end of the show, we're going to take a look at some of your rides. I've got an email, comment pinned up top with an email. It's toyotatuesdays@gmail.com. So if you want to send us some pictures of your trucks, along with, any mods or any info you want to send with it, we'll take a look at those when we get a minute later in the show. So, Clinton, what have you been working on up there in Canada?
Well, I got my truck running.
Nice.
Yeah, ish. It wouldn't run. Okay, this is enough. It's hard to concentrate. It won't run, or it wouldn't run unless I was actually giving it throttle. What are you doing? That's okay.
She
But
insists.
yeah, apparently. Yeah, it wouldn't run unless I gave it throttle and was like constantly on it, or just give it a little bit. It just refuses to idle. And then earlier today, I went to start it and it died immediately and puffed a bunch of white smoke out the intake, which I've never seen before. And when I Googled it, the internet said that my timing belt likely jumped, and I pulled my timing cover off, and turns out it did, like a lot. So
So,
yeah,
is that just due to just a old tensioner that causes it to
so
jump like that?
yeah, I did do timing. I bought a timing belt water pump kit, and when it shipped, they didn't ship it with the tensioner, so I ended up reusing the tensioner because I noticed one of my pulleys was making a little bit of noise. So I'm like, whatever, I'm gonna rip this thing apart in a few months and just do this pulley. I'll do the new tensioner then too. And yeah, so it ended up skipping on me. And yeah, I have to assume that it's because of the reused tensioner. Luckily, the non DVTI one you said are a non-interference engine,
Oh, okay,
so
good. That was my
it
next
it
question.
didn't do anything.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't have reused the tensioner if it was an interference engine. I wouldn't have even bothered risking that.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
yeah.
that's good. So, we're gonna see that video Friday, or are you still like a couple weeks ahead in real life?
So there'll likely be a video of it in Friday. Yeah.
Okay.
Running, not so much.
All right.
I'm probably not going to show it running until it's like idling and I can sit there with the camera and like talk about it. But it might be a couple weeks still.
Good.
I ordered the new tensioner, and I also noticed my harmonic balancer was really wobbly today too, so had to order another one of those.
Never ends, huh?
No, it
Just
never
one
ends.
big money
I
pit.
Yeah, I ordered a new alternator this morning too because the alternator was making really weird crunchy noises when you turn it. So I'm like, oh, I'm not going to trust that. Yeah, today was expensive. But these things happen in projects, especially with junkyard motors. You really just don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah. Well, speaking of junkyard, I took a trip down to southern Ohio on Sunday. I took all the seats except for the driver's seat out of the Land Cruiser to make some room, and I went down and I did some body part shopping for the 81. So I picked up a let's see, what did I get? I got a passenger side fender. I got 5 doors.
Oh,
And
nice.
yeah, the dude had a bunch of doors. A lot of them had rust or were messed up, but the part of the skin that I need to rebuild the bed
Yeah.
was pretty good on them. So I got one good driver's side door too for my cab. I only need 4 doors to rebuild the bed sides. So I got a lower front valence. What else did I get? Got the new headlight buckets for both sides, or sorry, not new but used, but in good condition, not broken.
Hmm.
Got a grill. A couple of things too. I got the wiper switch controls because those are busted. So very good day for the 81 pickup. Which
Nice.
yeah, Was
I
it?
actually looked at a first gen on the weekend as well.
Oh yeah.
Actually, three of them. It was a package deal. So there's one four wheel or two four wheel drives. One four wheel drive had an absolutely minty frame but a rotten body, but there was a two wheel drive with an immaculate body and no box. And the third one, which is a four wheel drive, rotten body, but a perfect, like a pristine condition 8 foot box. So between the three of them for $1,000, I could make one really good truck.
Did you jump on it?
Not yet. I told him I'll be back.
You should. You should go back as
But
soon as
they're not
possible.
going anywhere. They're not listed or anything. It's just somebody I know who just happens to have a Toyota junkyard in his backyard.
Nice.
But
Yeah.
yeah, just for the solid axles and alone are almost worth what he's asking
Oh,
for
yeah,
all
for
three of
sure.
those, and the 8 foot box. And I said I want to make one good truck out of all of them too.
Yeah.
Should be easily doable.
Yeah, that's a fun project. What would you use this truck for? Would this be another toy?
Honestly,
Or?
no, I think I'd probably restore it and like daily drive it.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, already have a toy. I don't really need another pickup toy, especially one that's going to have a really nice body. I don't necessarily want to beat. I just kind of want to, yeah, just something I can just cruise around and enjoy.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, man. I hope you go back and hope those are on your channel soon. That'd be cool to see.
Yeah,
Another.
that's down the road. I talk about so many projects
Yeah,
on the go.
that's true. One step at a time, right?
Yeah.
I got a question in the emails from the Fast Lane who actually commented a minute ago. He was asking about how to install the Quartz Clock into an 84. So the nice thing about the second gens is they already have the plug and the wiring for the clock. It's just behind that little blank on the dash there. So you can either.
That's the same in third gens too. If they don't have them. Yeah.
It's super easy. So you just got to get the clock off, eBay or whatever, and it's all plug and play. The only thing is, I don't like. For some reason, if my truck has that blank there, I hate punching that thing out just because you can never put it back in. Once you punch out the blank, it's done.
She just wants to be on camera today. I
Let's
can't
see. I
get
could
rid
make
of her.
An inappropriate comment about Clinton and the pussy all over him.
Normally, I push her off once and she's like, fine. But I've pushed her off like a dozen times so far. Goodbye.
So if you ever want to keep your truck original, I would just buy another one that's already got the blank punched out because you can get those all over eBay. The ones with the blank still in them, now those are hard to come by. But it all depends what you're going for. Oh, he says his does not have a plug for the Quartz Clock.
Oh, interesting.
Did you dig back in there a little bit? Maybe it just got.
Yeah, if you
pushed
take
back
the
in
dash
there?
rate apart, you might find it tucked back or something.
Yeah, I've never seen one that didn't have it, but it's usually back in there somewhere.
Doesn't the actual block off plate have a little tab in it that the plug sits into?
It might. It's been a while since I did one, but
Yeah,
I think I've
kind of like
seen
how
that.
the AC plug is in the block off too.
Mhm.
At least on third gens, it is. It's like there's an actual like notch in the plate that the clip sits in for the wiring.
I'm trying to think if you know what? I don't think second gens have that.
No?
I think it's just.
I think
flat
third
in the
gens
back.
do.
Okay. Yeah, because I think I've seen third gens before, because it's all
Mhm.
built into the HVAC control. But your clock, I think, is on the left side, isn't it? On the
Yes.
second gens, it's on the right side.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's closer to the driver.
Yeah. So yeah, pretty simple, straightforward swap. Just gotta find the clock. So everybody else out there tonight, what's going on in your garage, Toyota wise? I have not touched my. Actually, you know what? I got something right here. Speaking of, I actually did go out and do a little wrenching on my 85. A few weeks back on the show, we talked about Caribou Yoda on Instagram, and he's making these
And it's cup holders?
Cup holders, yeah.
Yeah, those are sick.
Yeah, check it out. Got one
Oh,
right
you
here.
got the dual cup holder.
Yeah,
Nice.
this is the latest one he's got. It's a dual cup holder. We got upside down here. So
Yeah.
he contacted me through Instagram. He said, "Hey, I'll ship you one of these if you want to do a review on your channel and make a review video." I was like, "Yeah, man, that's cool, and I'll pay it forward. I'll give it away to one of the subscribers." So
Yeah.
I just filmed it the other day, yesterday actually. So I'm gonna edit it, and the video will be live this coming Tuesday, a week from today, and I'm gonna do a giveaway on there. But yeah, I built it. It's this thing is so heavy duty. This is like indestructible. It's very well made. It's all made in America. He outsourced it locally. He's out in Washington State. It's all powder coated locally. It's shipped really nice too. Actually, I'll tell you what. The hardest part was assembling this thing. You think it'd be easy? I'm used to like IKEA instructions, so it is. You do have to read it carefully before you go and assemble it, but it's not too bad.
And that replaces the ashtray, correct?
Yeah, you pull out your ashtray and the metal bracket for the ashtray, and then you pop out your radio bezel surround, and then you kind of like sneak this back in there and then pop it back on over it, and then screw in these two holes with your original two ashtray screws. And I mean, yeah, it's you can tug on it pretty good. It's not falling down anywhere.
Yeah, I was showing my brother his Instagram because my brother really wants them for his 85. He doesn't like the lack of cup holders.
Yeah, it's weird that Toy. Does your third gen have cup holders?
Yep.
Oh,
third gens do.
My 80 series Land Cruiser has 0 cup holders. So it's weird
really?
That they just forgot about that totally. There's this one square thing. I guess you could put a cup in it, but it kind of flops over if you turn too sharp.
I swear FJ62 had cup holders, like the same pull out of the dash ones that are in like my truck, but weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
But yeah, it was kind of normal for vehicles not to have cup holders in the 80s too. I've had several 80s vehicles that just don't have cup holders. It wasn't the thought back then, I guess. But
yeah.
Or there was cup holders that were completely useless. Like I think the Chevy trucks have little tiny indents in their glove box or whatever. Like nobody's ever gonna use that.
Yeah, I don't see. I mean, unless you're parked, it really has no purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Clinton, you got a question about what you're drinking there. Is that the NA stuff?
It's just Bush
Never.
beer.
It's not even Bush Light. It's Bush Heavy. So
yeah. It's just...
No worries, John. It's not. It's the real beer. It's not the Guerrilla stuff.
It's the cheap beer. That's funny. Somebody actually asked about the beer.
Yeah.
Is that real beer? Is that Guerrilla NA? Yeah, no. It's normal beer.
I will say one thing about this, which he mentioned, I think somewhere on his site. It's a big cartel site. You can actually get to it through his Instagram. I don't know it off the top of my head, but he said it may not be compatible with body lifts, and it turns out it's not. I've got a 2-inch body lift in my truck, and I can't shift forward the first, third, and fifth gears. It goes about halfway in. So if you do have a 2-inch body lift, don't buy one of these. He talked about maybe finding some kind of a solution to extend the shifter so the knob goes up higher.
LCE sells a really nice short throw shift kit, which is what I have in my truck.
I guess that would be a way around it too, to either go higher or lower.
Yeah, so it raises it up, but it also just it changes your like throw from like 7 inches to like 3.5.
Oh wow, that's nice. Yeah,
so I recommend that anyways, just for like hill climbs when you have to quickly change gears and stuff, and not lose too much speed. The short throw comes in handy for that for sure. But it looks like it's caribouyoda.bigcartel.com.
Oh, nice.
I just looked it up. I'll throw it in the chat. Although my link won't work because I'm not admin. But there, you can copy and paste that.
Yeah, and if you don't already, follow on Instagram. He's got a couple nice second-gen trucks. So. But next Tuesday we'll be doing the video on this, and we'll be giving it away live here on the following show, which would be, I guess, 2 weeks from today. So we're going to do that live on the show. You don't have to be present to win. I'll get a hold of you one way or the other. But
he also makes a single cup holder.
He does, yeah. I talked to him about that too. He is currently out of stock, and he's going to be redesigning it, I guess, or tweaking it a little bit, and then reproducing those. So right now the double is the only option.
Oh, and they come in all sorts of fun colors.
Oh, they do?
Or at least the single does anyways.
Okay.
That doesn't look like the double does. But, I mean, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
the black matches.
Yeah.
Oh, and you still can kind of use the cigarette lighter if you wanted to.
It's there,
I
yeah. I mean, in reality, all I ever use mine for is to like plug in a phone charger, anyways. So it's
Yeah,
not like I'm
I use
actually,
mine for charging my camera,
yeah.
and that's pretty well it.
I don't know anyone that. I mean, I guess maybe some people do. Does anyone still use a cigarette lighter, like to actually light a cigarette and have that like
Yeah,
red hot glowing thing? And you know, that might be kind of tricky to pull that out with it if it's red hot.
yeah. I
Uh,
recently bought. I don't know if you've seen them, the Paranoid Fabrications single DIN switch plates. So they go in the DIN like underneath your radio and like take up where like a normal radio size slot will.
okay.
And it's yeah, it holds 6 switches. It's actually pretty rad. I just put that in my truck. But I was piggybacking this to that because it has 6 spots for rocker switches, and you can get the rocker size switches that have USB ports in them. So if you needed to move power somewhere else,
Okay.
that'd be a way to do it. Because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run USB ports in a couple of those, as well as one switch for the front locker, compressor, and whatever else. But yeah, no, those are pretty cool too.
Clinton, you have a request from John. Um,
Shotgun a beer?
could you shotgun a beer live on the show?
No, I think I'm good.
Uh,
No, I need it. I need it to last.
yeah. The website for the cup holders. Clinton said it was what was it? Big Cartel.
I posted the link in chat.
Oh, I do not. I don't see it.
Literally the comment right before. What is the website for the cup holders? You don't see it?
No, it's not. I see. He asks, "Where does it go?" And then he asks, "What's the website for the cup holders?" That's weird.
Oh, maybe your chat won't allow links in or won't show links in.
Maybe. Yeah. I'll look it up here in a second. I'll post it for you guys. Yeah, we had some really weird links, or I guess it was like spam bots on here last week. The one I was doing, where you forgot it was Tuesday. I was by myself, and there's all these things about like people and eating babies, and
What?
it got pretty weird. So I don't know. Maybe YouTube is cracking down on the links to prevent spam or something. It got really weird last week for a while.
I've never seen that.
Me neither, and it's not doing it this week, so that's good.
We've gotten like on Flex Friday, we've gotten Russian spam where there was just lines and lines and lines of Russian text. But generally, you just hit hide user and they're gone. Weird.
All right, Caribou Yoda. All right, I'm gonna put this link in here for you guys. We'll see if it shows up for me, anyways. Okay, there it is. That's where you can get the cup holders. He sells a couple things as well. He's got like some switch planks and something else too. Differential and transmission plug kit. So check it out. Let's see. Where were we? Best grid sand paper. Okay, best grit sand paper process to strip paint on car plastics. Are we talking interior plastics or exterior plastics, Caden? Let us know. And it kind of depends, I guess, what kind of plastics too. If you're talking like a dashboard or something with a texture,
Yeah.
that's going to be tricky if you're using an aggressive grit. I think I'd go the chemical route if I was doing something with a texture on it. Outside of the car, yeah, I mean, yeah. Once it depends on the plastics. If it's smooth, you're gonna want to start with. Well, you know, it depends a lot. I mean, how thick is the paint? What kind of paint is it? You might just be able to get off with some paint thinner if it's just like a cheap aerosol. If it's like a 2K professional, base coat, clear coat type thing, you'll be you won't have any luck with the paint thinner on that. So if you're trying to restore and repaint the plastics, I'm guessing, is this overspray on it, or did someone actually like paint it some hideous color? Because when you're getting into sanding, you're gonna unless you do it right and work your way up to a higher grit, you're gonna have scratches. So I'll just give you a general answer there. I'd start with maybe, you know, maybe like a 200 grit and see how it goes. If it's like caked on there, or they put it on with, who knows what, some thick enamel with a brush, you may want to go down a little bit lower. But I'd start with maybe 200 grit and work your way up to do 200, 320, 400, and pretty much when you're at 400 grit, you're safe to be able to prime it and paint it again and not have any scratches show up. If you're just going to go straight to paint, I'd play it safe and go maybe 500, even 600. But in the end, I'd say try it in a test area first and see how it goes, and before you do the whole thing. Plastics can be pretty tricky, and depending on the paint you're going to use, you're going to want to get an adhesion promoter. Duplicolor makes a good one that I use a lot. It's comes in a 12-ounce aerosol can. So you want to get some adhesion promoter and put that on the plastics before you put your new paint on. And it acts as a primer, so you don't actually need a primer if you use that adhesion promoter. You can get it at your regular local parts stores. It comes in like a red or a pink can or something like that.
Nice.
Yeah. So you don't see anything else in
I don't have a lot to say about that.
Explanation. I like being I'll be the paint and the detail guy here.
Yeah. I mean, I paint on like 260 grit. I don't go nearly as high as you.
Let's see, the sedan video. Oh, you're talking about the Camry video that I did? Yeah, that's a good one. That one I'll give you some good tips on painting. Although I didn't do any plastics, but yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see. What else did I miss here? Fixing up a storm. He's out in the garage. He got some new used tires and fixed the radiator, return hose. So, yeah, it's finally warm here. So I was telling Clint before the show, I have really not been on at the computer much the last few days because we've had like 60s to 70-degree weather, which is pretty unusual this time of year to get this many days in a row. So, been taking full advantage. Been out in the garage and been working on the non-Toyota project. I got that thing running. That thing's just been fighting me every step of the way. But I can't wait to get that thing out of here now so I can get to work on the 81. It's going to be a big project. So I expect it to go well into the summer would be my guess. But that's all right. It'll be fun. I'll probably take a break here and there to fix the frame on my 85.
It's probably a good plan.
Yeah. Still haven't found a decent rust-free frame or bed for my 87. The guy I went to down in southern Ohio, he had a couple nice beds, but he was hanging on to them, so can't blame him. One was fiberglass too.
Yeah, we threw out it was an 88 extra cab frame not too long ago.
Throughout?
Yeah, so my brother had one, or he bought a parts truck for his 85 because it came. He just wanted the flat deck. Literally, it's the only reason we bought the truck. He bought it for $500, took the flat deck on it, and then got rid of the truck.
Was the rest of it pretty rotten?
The cab was, but the frame looked really good.
Really?
But yeah,
Man.
yeah, but we had zero use in it.
Still.
So we got rid of it because a frame's a lot to store.
It is, but look at me. I'm dirt garage. I just throw away nice frames because
we go through a lot of parts vehicles.
You do, though. You do.
Yeah. And like most of the times, our frames are halfway decent. So I don't think our frame rot issue is nearly as bad as what you guys have.
No, I don't think. I think Ohio and PA, I think are the worst too. Maybe Michigan too. I don't know, but definitely Ohio and definitely PA.
Yeah.
Here we go. Got a new purchase. Edgar had recently purchased a 1985 extra cab, It has high steer, but the steering pump is leaking. Any ideas on what a common year is used for the high steer pump? Yeah, you want to get the IFS pump for the high steer, which is a 90.
You're talking box. He said pump.
Oh, pump. Oh, my bad. I'm thinking box. Yeah, for the
Yeah.
pump, you just need whatever's
Just
for
your
motor.
standard 85 one.
Yep.
They do very commonly leak though. The boxes are the actual. Sorry, not the box. I mean, the box leaks. Box commonly leaks too. But the pumps I see commonly leak. A lot of people put socks over top of the reservoir too, just to kind of catch it.
I have seen that.
Yeah.
Not, or socks, but like the wristbands. Like
Yeah, or wristbands and
whatever,
stuff.
headbands or whatever they are. Yeah.
Yeah, because they don't leak that much. They more or less sweat, just the occasional drop here and there. But yeah, I haven't seen that much on third gens, but on second gens, I've seen it.
Do the third gens have the metal power steering reservoir, or do they have a plastic one? They do metal.
No,
Okay.
it's metal.
Okay.
Yep. My one UZ has an external reservoir from the pump.
Cool.
Yeah, so you need to mount that somewhere too. The 2UZ did as well, but
Let's see. Caden T. I would know about the rust issue considering I'm from PA and vacation in Ohio. And Ohio cars are terrible as far as rust goes. You got that right, man. They are, they're the worst. And I feel bad for people in PA because they have strict inspections. Like if you have a rust hole in the body of your car, even a little rust hole, you don't pass inspection. In Ohio, they don't really care what you drive. So at least they got that going for us here.
yeah.
But yeah, they're strict over there. I guess a lot of people will just rivet or screw whatever just license plate or scrap metal they have just laying around over that hole to buy some more time. Here's a good question. The fast lane. Do you guys know how to install power steering for my new to me 84 pickup?
Pick up a high steer kit, an IFS box.
That's a good
and
time
do it
to
all
do it.
at once if you're gonna do it.
Yeah, you might as well.
Yeah.
The push-pull steering, I mean, maybe for just, street driving, it's all right, but anything off-road, you're going to want to get the high steer for sure. And they say the high steer really helps with, stability and just even highway driving too. They say it cleans up some of the slop. I didn't experience that with my 85. It had the standard push-pull steering when I bought it. And I did switch to high steer. And I didn't really notice any improvement on road, but it seems like off road they get more articulation as well as because you got a solid axle.
Yeah, you don't get nearly as much bump steer either. I find with the IFS or with the high steer versus the push pull steering.
Okay,
but just because as the axle's traveling up, it's pushing the rod in and out, so forcing the tires to wiggle a bit. That's what we noticed on my brother's 85 anyways. It just bump steers right to the ditch every time you hit some sort of like washboard on Forest Service roads or whatever. But yeah.
But I think when I did my high steer, the biggest thing I noticed was that once you cut off that arm on the front axle, your front suspension, like you get more flex. You can feel the springs working more. Before that, it was you didn't get a lot of articulation.
That arm, like the anti-wrap arm bar thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. See, we cut that off my brother's anyways.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we put rears up front, which moves the axle forward.
Oh, yeah.
So we couldn't keep it anyways, and we had to extend. No, we had to shorten the push-pull rod too to accommodate the axle moving forward that 2 inches or whatever with the rears up front.
So,
but
so he says it's going to be stock, but I mean, it's a good time to update the steering. Not to mention, it actually is a safer setup too, because you've got a point where it attaches on both sides, and then the bar goes back across. Whereas before, it attaches on one side, and then that bar goes across your front axle and attaches to the other side. So It just seems like a lot more modern and safe setup. Plus, it's beefy.
Yeah.
A lot beefier.
Yeah, it's super beefy.
It's like 400, 450 for that high steer kit, I think.
Yeah, and it's worth every penny, I think.
Yeah. It's a little bit of work. You need a welder. So, I mean, if you know someone that welds, it's an easy job. You got to drill some holes. But it also helps if you have a parts truck, because you're going to need the IFS steering box. So if you got to buy one of those, you're looking at probably, another couple $100. Maybe
No
$100.
way.
No.
You're looking at another case of beer, at least around here.
The currency in Canada is a little different than the U.S.
I give away parts for a case of beer probably more often than not.
Yeah.
That is a pretty normal currency.
We don't all have stacks of parts trucks and tossing out
Yeah.
rust-free frames of beer down here like you do up there. But,
Apparently.
it'd be worth it, And in the meantime, if you wanted to, yeah, you could just go ahead and just use the push pull. But since you're buying the box, it'd be like Clinton said, ideal time to upgrade to
Just
that.
do everything, yeah.
Let's see. Caden T, I'm gonna head out and set off to find my sandpaper questions on YouTube. Thanks, guys. Take it easy. Yeah. Like I said, it really depends on the plastics. If you want to shoot me an email at the Toyota Tuesdays at gmail.com, I'll take a look at it and see if I can help you out. But I think every instance is kind of specific there with the type of plastic and the paint and what you're dealing with. Let's see. Rear end baffles. Rear end baffles. What the heck? I just checked mine. iHey was 8 up and Toyota discontinued them.
Talking about those like metal sleeves that live inside the rear axle housing, are those baffles?
I don't know. Rear end baffles. That's a good question.
Oh, you're back.
That was 8 up. Oh, okay. They was 8 up. Okay. Toyota discontinued the rear baffles, I guess. Not sure on that one.
He said, "Yep."
Okay.
So I think he's talking about this little metal pieces that are inside beside the pumpkin there. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, kitty.
I'm trying to think which ones he's talking about there.
I don't know exactly what they do,
Tin
but I know they're
cans.
in there.
Okay.
Yeah, them Tim cans. Yeah. Okay, I know what he's talking about.
Okay.
Uh,
Hey Clinton, this is for you.
okay.
Being the suspension expert here, your thoughts on long travel? You had experience with that.
Not something I would do. I think we've talked about this, haven't we?
It was a while
long
back.
travel, yeah, long travel makes your track width wider, and with the Toyota Solid Axle, I can just barely squeeze by the things that I like to go through now. And if I add just that, even extra 2 inches aside, that 4 inches is going to make a huge difference as far as fitting in between trees and not. But not only that, the reason I went solid axle is because CV axles are just weak. They don't last. And Kitty, I'm sorry.
She
don't.
at least.
Yeah, no, she's not declawed.
Oh, okay.
They're trimmed, but
Okay.
she's not declawed.
Digging into your shoulders there.
Oh no, I don't even notice it. But yeah, CV axles are weak, and the reason I went with solid axles because I was breaking CVs every single time I went out. Now that might partially be what I've seen what guys say online is to never get rid of your OEM Toyota ones, rebuild them, because as soon as you start switching out to the aftermarket ones, they're just significantly weaker, and they'll never last.
Yeah.
So I've been told, anyways.
But you do get, I know if you get it from like AutoZone or one of those shops, you do get a lifetime warranty. So, I mean.
Yeah, I don't think any of our auto shop or part stores offer a lifetime warranty
Oh, no?
version of a CV. No, I've never heard of it.
On anything or just axles?
On axles. I don't know if there's much warranty on anything, though.
I know it was Napa, actually. I know Napa had lifetime warranty on their axles. But,
Interesting. We do have Napa in Canada, so maybe.
Okay.
They're not my preferred part store, though. They're generally more expensive up here.
Yeah.
So
I know I've gotten brake calipers.
hmm
They're from a '94 V6 4Runner, so
yeah.
I'd get them just whoever had them in stock, which is usually we've got AutoZone, Advance.
hmm
Where's some other one? We got Pep Boys down here. I don't know if you have those up there. But not O'Reilly's. I mean, you got O'Reilly's.
No, we don't have our O'Reillys or like any of the other ones you just listed.
So you don't hear those. I don't know about you guys, you viewers here watching, but YouTube obviously knows what's advertised to me, and I get that O'Reilly's commercial all the time before so many videos. They got that catchy tune, so at least Clinton doesn't have to hear that.
See, I do hear that, but that's because I watch like NASCAR and sporting events where they play O'Reilly's ads, so I know of
Yeah.
that. But yeah,
Oh, but
and
getting off track here.
Austin and Anna said you can get RCV shafts, which you can, which is a solid option. And I want to get RCV chromoly Burfields for my solid axle, but they're just so bloody expensive. But it's worth it for the lifetime warranty for sure. But once again, that's back to the IFS versus solid axle thing. The CVs is just one of the many reasons. You're also dealing with ball joints, which constantly fail and need to get changed out, where the solid axles just don't. Like, they have the trunnions, which I replace once a year, not because they need to, but they're not really a failure point. But
It depends what you're doing too. Like
yeah,
for what Clinton does. If you're gonna be, doing any kind
wheeling.
of crawling and hard wheeling, anything that's gonna make the truck hop.
And
Definitely.
if you want a front locker, the front ring and pinion's tiny with IFS. So,
I think
and
we
I
talked
don't.
about this last time. If you're out
Yeah,
west
I don't.
and you're doing desert runs and stuff like that, then
Yeah,
it's better.
yeah, we definitely talked about this then. Yeah, I remember that.
It's coming back now.
I don't know how many, or if there's many locker options even for the IFS 7.5. I'm not sure. There might be. I don't know.
Let's see. Oh yeah, but I went to AutoZone and took my brake calipers in, and they were just the axle had been submerged in mud. I just took it back in all crusty and set it down on the counter, and they're just like, okay, here's your new one. So lifetime warranty. It's a good
Oh,
thing.
perfect. No comment on the tin cans in the rear end. Do you still have yours? Yes, I do. Pretty much everyone I know still has them when we service the rear ends. We've had no reason to get rid of them. I've never chewed them up like you say you've done. So, but I honestly, though, I don't know why they even exist in there. So you'd probably be safe getting rid of them, but don't take my word for it and go and break it, because I'm not liable.
Here's a good question. Did Canada have the SR5 Vertigos in 85s, or was that just a U.S. thing? He's
I don't know.
referring to the seats. That's what they call the pattern on the seats.
Oh, the SR5, like straight across SR5, SR5, SR5.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Heinz? Yeah, Canada got that.
Okay.
I've even seen that on third gens pickups as well. I don't know. I don't really like it.
I think it's pretty
but
cool.
they're cool because they're rare, but it's not something I'd actually want.
Yeah. I just like it. I don't know. I like period correct stuff. That's just so 80s. Or
Yeah, true.
maybe even 90s if they made them on the third gens.
This cat, his name is Ava.
And you got another one too, right? But this is the one that likes to be
This
on
is
camera.
No, this isn't. This is the black and white one. Normally it's Phoenix that likes to come on. That's Ava.
Let's see. Tom Jones. His was rusted out from sitting forever. His tin cans. Where are you located, Tom? I know you're on the show a lot, and I should remember some of these things, but curious, where are you that it rusted out like that?
Sorry, kitty. Oh.
Hey, Clinton, Tom's got another question for you. The sound editing sheets. He's got a question on what brand that was.
That was Amazon Killmat.
Okay.
That's what they're called. Yeah, they're called Killmat on Amazon, and I know they're available on U.S. Amazon as well as Canadian. And they're pretty cheap, too, for what they are. I bought 100 square feet and used 30.
Oh, nice.
I didn't know how much I'd need, but the floor space in these cabs are a lot smaller square footage than I actually thought they would be. uh, but yeah, I've got lots. But yeah, look up Kilmat, Kilmat.
Okay, and Tom is down in Arkansas, so they probably got some good wheeling spots down there, I imagine. PG Outdoors. How much do you think an 87 with rusted bed and blown head gasket would be worth? Let's see. This really depends on your location. Um, rusted
300
bed.
bucks.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like trucks seem like they're worth more out here than they are down south or out west, especially if the frame is not rotten on them and the cab is decent. So, what would it be worth up your way, Glenn?
300 bucks.
$300, yeah.
So that's about what we paid for that 88 I mentioned earlier with the good frame. But we bought just for the flat deck. But it also, the guys didn't say it had a bad head gasket, but it definitely had a bad head gasket. It was one of those you look in the radiator cap, and he definitely added some of the the head gasket in the can into it, and it was just it was blowing white smoke. I mean, we bought it as a parts truck. We didn't plan on using the motor anyway, so that wasn't really a deal breaker for us. The flat deck alone that was on it was worth every penny of what he was asking for it. So, and I mean, he wasn't even. It was one of those. He wasn't even selling it. It was my brother's in-laws neighbor. It was that truck was sitting in their backyard for like the last 5 years, and my brother just knocked on the door and was like, "Hey, what are you doing at this Toyota? Would you sell it? Because I'm looking for a parts rig." And he's like, "Yeah, I'd sell it. Give me an offer." So this is one of those, which is normal, which is actually a pretty decent way of getting decent deals on these trucks too, is just knocking on people's doors who just happen to have them sitting around forever. We've bought a few that way.
I gotta start doing that. I gotta find some of these deals for sure. Yeah, like I said, without knowing all the details, Kansas, I imagine you got some rust issues out there as well, but not as bad as Ohio. So if the frame is good, I feel like it's at least $500. That's where I'd start. If the cab is good, I might add another few hundred, depending on
the prices people are saying in the comments are crazy. 4,000 here in Cali, 3,000 to 4,000.
Yeah,
what?
it's got a rusted out bed on it. So
yeah, Cali doesn't have rusted out beds.
Yeah.
Rusted out bed, like a tiny bit of like surface rust out there or something. I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I'd say a blown head gasket it could be. It depends, how hot the motor got. Could the head be warped? It depends if you're going to be using it for parts or you're going to try and get it running. You could be buying yourself a headache. I mean, I'd say maybe offer them $1,000 on the high end, depending on if the interior is good and the mileage is low, and it's
and then buy another 22RE and slap it in for an extra $400.
Yeah, exactly.
And you go.
Unless it's a V6.
I wouldn't, unless it's a V6. Yeah, I guess.
Then you might as well 3/4 swap it.
Yeah, I wouldn't even bother trying to fix up a head gasket job on a truck that I'm buying with a bad head gasket, just because you don't know how badly it was overheated or if it's even worth it. And generally, you can get a used motor pretty dang cheap.
Yeah.
Especially the 22REs. They're not hard to come by whatsoever.
Let's see. The bed is toast. Yeah, that sounds about like what we have around here. Let's see. Where were we? Okay. Tom Jones, what kind of winch do y'all run? Well, I'm winchless, so
Smitty built 9500.
there you go.
And I just added a Freedom Recovery Gear synthetic winch line as well that I just got sponsored. So.
Oh, nice. Very good.
They sent me a whole massive gear bag full of like 3 soft shackles, 3 hard shackles, synthetic or dynamic recovery rope, and tree savers, and a whole bunch of stuff that was sponsored. It was awesome.
That's
so
awesome.
Yeah, check out Freedom Recovery Gear.
There you go. Let's see. Austin, he's got a Badlands 12K Harbor Freight. And Tom Jones was looking at the Super Winch.
Ooh.
So, yeah, I've never actually had a vehicle with a winch on it. I've always carried a chain. Actually, I got a rope now. I actually went and got an actual rope. My chain was getting pretty rusty.
Like hard strap kind of rope.
Yeah.
Like yeah,
It's
the nice ones.
yeah. I got it from it was offroadinggear.com. Actually, use it in a video to pull out a dead Land Rover over at Mikey's house.
Nice.
With my Toyota, it was pretty effortless.
Do we have any photos sent to look at?
We do here. Let's see. I thought I missed one here. Where was I? Okay. Tom Jones, his bed rusted out in Mississippi. So that's where his truck is from. So I guess rust isn't just an Ohio thing. I don't have a lot of emails today. Unless they're going into my spam. Let me check that out. Nope. So I've got one. So you guys, if you want me to, we're going to put some trucks up on the screen. If you want to send me some pictures of your trucks, it's ToyotaTuesdays@gmail.com. It's up in the very top comment, in the pinned comment. And we'll look at those here in a little bit because it's already 9:47 here, so went by fast. Oh, here we go. Coal. In Cali, if you're close to the ocean, they rust out quickly. Never thought of that. So yeah, I always thought that Cali trucks or California Toyotas, were safe, but there is that.
My original pickup was a California truck that somebody imported years ago, and it was the cleanest truck or third-gen pickup I've ever seen. But I also paid a lot for it. Paid like $7,500 Canadian, and that would have been 2012. Yeah, 2012. Okay. It was a good truck though, and I actually seen it in town earlier this week. And it is a complete rust bucket now. So since my ownership, somebody has neglected it. Bad.
Does that make you sad?
It does make me sad just because I know how clean that truck was when I owned it. But, yeah.
All right. Well, let's look at a couple trucks here. Just got another one. Switch over. All right, this is the Fast Lanes, 1984. It's the one he just got. It's, as you can see, from California.
Like a salmon color. Or is that a red, faded red? Looks like
I can't tell.
Salmony.
Is it like
a brownie
maroon?
red?
Yeah, it might be like that faded maroon color. I don't know. Yeah, what color is this thing? That is a serious amount of paint fade, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks all original.
Except for the mirrors.
Are they?
I don't know. Did Toyota do those big old man chrome mirror thingies?
You know what? I don't know. Because I know my first gen, somebody 2 weeks ago said those were F-150 mirrors. But
yeah.
When I went and bought those other doors, 2 of those had the exact same mirrors on them. So maybe those were like
common that people threw them on there.
Yeah, they could be. But it's got a unabused front lower valence, which is pretty rare. That's like the first thing that gets smashed up, when you're off-roading.
So when I had my stock front bumper, I think I went through 3 or 4 of those stock valences. You could buy them on Rock Auto for I think they're $60. So I just buy a new one every year. But now that I got a bush bumper, it's not even an issue.
Yeah. And I thought there was 3 pictures here. Was there? Oh, there's the engine. The old school 22R. This is the pre-laser block with the old duct tape holding it together. Good to see. Now that's in good shape. What did you pay for that truck, if you don't mind me asking? I'm curious.
Well, he said that the blown head gasket with the rusted bed was $3,000 to $4,000. I'd be scared to know what that's worth.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Okay, here we go. This is the paint question from Caden that he had earlier. So this has peeling paint and their scratches. He wants to strip them down to the bare plastic without damaging them. What grit sandpaper would you use on this? Well, you got some scratches to sand down anyways, so I mean, I might even start, if the scratches are deep, I'd even start at 180 grit and then work your way up to the 180 grit on these rough areas right here and here, and then maybe on the smoother areas, start with some 220 and then work your way up, on this area with all the painted areas. But yeah, to get those scratches out, start with a little bit lower grit, and that'll kind of work those smooth. Yeah, those are pretty beat up, but no, you can save those. That's definitely savable. I don't see any scratches that are so bad that you need to like use any filler, so it should be a pretty easy restore.
What is that?
That is a bumper cap. He's got the I think it's like a 95 Montero, 94 Montero.
Gotcha.
He sent us the pictures one week, so not a Toyota, but hey, we'll talk about general questions here because I know there are Toyota plastics as well. They get beat up. All right. So let me check back here if we got any last minute questions, and we'll call the night.
Perfect.
Ava is done demanding your attention.
Ava is done demanding my attention, yeah.
So that's faded red. And the original color is tan. Okay, so it's been repainted red, and then that's faded. I guess we're seeing some tan through that. What else we got here? Austin, he drove his solid axle swapped S10 for the first time. Nice. That was when we saw it, I think 2 weeks back. I had the really, really wide axles on it.
Gotcha.
John had the white two-wheel drive from Nevada. He's got a 3-inch FabTech front. And he's got 3-inch fiberglass fenders. Yeah, we saw that truck, I think, 1 or 2 weeks ago. It's all starting to blend in now here. Fastlane says the mirrors are a tow package, which makes sense. It's probably why so many had those exact same mirrors. Not that you tow a whole lot with a
little Toyota.
Tom's has 81 has mirrors just like that, and that's the same mirrors that are on my 81 as well. He paid $4,800 in California for that truck. So I mean, hey, it's rust-free, 4-wheel drive. I think you got a good buy. All original. Tom Jones says you could get 6 for it. No, I'd say if you cleaned it up with some fresh paint, you could easily flip that and make a nice profit. But
yeah,
not that I want you to do that, man. Hang on to it. Looks like a good truck. Let's see. PG Outdoors sent a picture. Not sure if it went through. Let me check here. Do a refresh. Nothing yet. Not sure. I'm not sure why I don't get all the emails that you guys say you send to me. Let me check my spam here. And it's
probably a good plan. Not
in spam, so not sure. Anytime you guys send me a picture, whether it's during the show or it's in the middle of the week or whatever, I save all these emails and we'll check them out during the show. So if you don't get a picture tonight, that's fine. Send it anytime and we'll take a look at it on the next Tuesday show. So that's about it. We're going to sign off tonight, and we'll see you guys next Tuesday. Clinton, you said you got a video coming up, getting the engine in the truck.
Every single Friday.
Cool. Yeah, I know you took a break there. You did a wheeling episode 1 week, which was nice.
Yep.
I think I'm going to do... I got a set of LED headlight bulbs. I think I'll do a giveaway video this week, and then do another giveaway video next week. I got a bunch of stuff I got to get rid of, so hope you guys like giveaway videos. But, yeah, that's it for me. I'm going to get back to my my dashboard restoration. I had to take a break, man. that thing got to me. It went so bad on the last 5 yards. I just had to set it down. I'm gonna get another piece of vinyl, probably later this week, thinner this time. It's gonna be the wrong color, but I'll have to dye it, I guess, and that should stretch and fit the dashboard better. And I'll leave my goof in the video, man. It's bad. It's real bad.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, you guys look forward to seeing me fail. I know you guys like my goofs. So
yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching, and have a good night.